All right. I was called some time ago, asked to talk about e-trade and how to create business in the 21st century. And I said, well, I measure emotions, so how can I talk about that? And he said, Henrik over there said, subconscious and buying preferences. I said, okay, I'll try, but how can I scope this? And I have 15 minutes, and I know I'm a man, I can do a lot of things in 15 minutes, but give a whole speech in 15 minutes can take some time. Anyway, what I can offer you today is some insights and a little bit about the future. Now you can see you have to all the time. It's difficult, right? Okay, but first I have to build some trust with you, because you have to believe what I'm saying. So I'll go a little bit back to the future, in the future, and I'll talk a little bit about myself. I was originally a graphic designer, which is kind of, okay, probably some of you too do that. I started my own company because I don't have an education. So, and I think this graphic design is one of the easiest things to do if you don't have an education. Well, you're doing it education-wise, but for me, I was like, it was not popular those days. Okay, that's okay. You want to come up here? No, okay. This is me many years ago. I had a company called Pens and Paper. I sold pens and papers and drawing pads and all that stuff, because I found that I could sell what I delivered, or had to use myself. And then it led to a company, a book publishing company. I had 52,000 customers, and I published 11 titles about do-it-yourself books, mainly sold in the suburb like Aalborg, Aarhus, and all those places where it was kind of difficult to be, to go into Copenhagen and get a cup of coffee. Then I started a company called Project Group. It was an advertising agency. It was a kind of a not advertising agency. We did advertising, but it was not an agency. We were not many people. We were only two. It went very well. We had to employ people just to get clients, because they couldn't believe we could make money just being two of us. So we became one of the fastest growing agencies. We were living on a castle and made a lot of money. It was great. Then I spent the money on doing something very stupid. I made a company called Globase, which was doing e-marketing software. And I thought in 1998 that e-marketing would be the future, and nobody believed me that time. So I invested 5 million of my own money. It was crowns for those of you who are from foreign countries. And I didn't make money, but I did sold it to ad paper. So I just got back what I invested at those time. Remember, I once thought it would be $1 billion worth, and I just got my money back. So I learned something. Then I started to create products. I created, this one is a dose counter for somebody who has osteoporosis. I sold that to Roche, just to explain you what I did. And then now I invented a sleeping medicine, because I have a lot of knowledge about medicine and doctors and so forth. And it's going to be on NASDAQ, hopefully this year. So that's that's my history. What I've learned in those many years of marketing was that only 50% of it works. Of course, when I do it, it's 60, but usually clients know that it's about 50. So there's a lot of waste. 50% is wasted, we think. So I took off after I sold my companies. I took some time off, and I started with a neuroscientist called Thomas Ramsøy. He's working at the CBS at the moment, I think. He has these huge magnetic fMRI scanners. And I learned something from him, and I learned that emotion rule thoughts, and thoughts rule consumer behavior. And it was something that I never thought of when I was doing my own advertising agency, because I thought we just make something like save money or 8 days left for the offer, something like that. But it's not like that. So I thought there must be a commercial need for everyone to know what people think, because obviously we are not right always when we do something. So I created a company called Mimetic, and we make mind-reading technology. Sounds great. What we do is that we automate interpretation of psychophysiological response to stimuli. It sounds even more great. One of the 100 most influential people in 2009, he did not invent the cure for AIDS. Well, I thought so when I heard, wow, this guy is the most influential person in the world. What he did, he actually used medical devices, but that was big scanners. But it was Martin Lindström. He started 1 year after I started, but he's now much more rich than I am. But he just put himself on a book or whatever. He scanned 2,000 people and made a book out of it. And says, truth and lies about why we buy. A lot of the stuff in the book is actually, if you ask a neuroscientist, not true. But he also said in 10 to 20 years, everyone will use this tool, use neuromarketing. And that is true. It's definitely true. It's going so fast at the moment. So why measure emotions? Why do that? Strange thing. Why can't we just ask, if I ask my mother, and my mother asks me sometimes, what are you doing, Birger? Why don't you get a job or something? I never had a job. Never had a job. She don't get it. And I say to her, well, we measure people because we can't ask them. And she says, well, why can't you ask them? I don't understand that. And this is the paradigm, the old paradigm for how we think. It's how we thought things were. We thought that first I think, then I do, and then I feel good about it. But actually, what we know so far, and it's only so far because science always finds out new things, so we have to kill that one probably in a couple of years, it is that we actually feel first, feel good about it. Oh, I really want that car, whatever we want to have. And we try to make up, actually we would buy the car, and then we try to make up an excuse for why we did it. You see that I really needed that 400 horsepower car because I need to go to work fast. It's like crazy. So I want to give you some examples. If I split up the group here into actually 3, you, for example, and I ask you to rate marmalade. I have 5 or 6 different bottles of marmalade, and I have to ask you to rate them after your preference. You would probably do it like this. This was what happened in a research project. You like the one, you dislike the other one. Then I do the same thing at the same group over here, and they will in general have the same preference. But if I ask them to write, same time as they make the selection, write why you like it or why you don't like it, it will be completely different. But not even completely different, it will be reversed. And that's funny. So what is the truth? It's strange. You can do it at home with your friends. It's really, really strange. I'll give you an explanation later why that's like that. Another sample is from a supermarket. Someone placed 4 different boxes and put the same sock in every box. Then I will ask you, if you lead people through the supermarket and there's 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes, which number do you think they will choose their socks from? It's the same sock. Anyone thinks that is number 1? Yes, 3. Number 2? Because now they have learned it, right? Yeah. Number 3? Wow, okay. Now they're stupid, but now they got it. Okay. And number 4? Okay. You were lucky. Just it was number 4. But the funny thing is that when they were asked why they choose number 4, and this is the part where you would expect someone with your own brilliant mind say, it was the same sock. They made up stories. It was the same sock. But they said it was the fabric's better, the color is better, it's lighter, whatever. They came up with a lot of stories. So we want to please other people, that's a reason, and we don't want to look stupid. That's why we make up stories like that. Another one, this is the last one of these stories, is a research done where a researcher holds 2 pictures. 2 females, they don't look the same, as you probably can see, if you could see what's on the screen. And the researcher asks the test person to pick one person that she likes. And she picks the one to the left. He gives her the card to the left. And the person starts to explain about it. But you're bright people, so you have already seen that the one to the left was not the one that she actually got. It was the one to the right. So she was tricked. Now here's the funny thing. 87% did not see that coming. They continued to explain why they really like that person. I like the chin bones, whatever, I like the hair, I like the face, I like to date her, whatever, I don't know. But definitely that means that we could, we don't have any idea that we are being tricked because we could not imagine that would happen. So could it happen to you? This is the question. Well, let's see. I know the answer, but I will do it anyway. I wanted to ask you to pick a card as fast as you can. I will show you 4 cards or 5 cards. I don't remember. It doesn't matter. It will be in a moment. And you have to remember it. So look at the cards that will come in a moment. Very fast. Grab the favorite that you have. If you know this, don't tell your person beside you. Okay? You ready? Pick a card now. Got it? Now I will do a trick. I will remove the card that you picked. This is an old trick. You've probably seen it on television. Ding. I've removed the card. You can't find it. Is it right? Wow. Maybe I should do something else. Maybe I should be a magician or something like that. Okay, any smart ass who know what I did? Yes, of course. I don't want to hear you say it. No, it's okay. I will just first, before you say it, I will tell you what I did. I manipulated your attention and your focus, because you're a limited person when you have to use your attention. You're not that bright, actually. You're more bright if you don't use your attention. So the strength of your attention and your focus, that actually influence your perception, because you didn't see this. This was the first card that I showed you, and these are the second card that I showed you. So it was actually a whole new set of cards. Some of you, yeah, I can see that. Yeah. Got that one, right? Okay, so I'll talk a little bit about attention, because that's very, very important. And it's important in general because it's important about whatever you're doing. Because I've heard a lot of people talk a lot about media. Media is so important. You know, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, whatever. And it is important. I just know that I hate when I get an invitation for LinkedIn from a person I haven't seen for a year, and I know, okay, now he's even got fired, or you want to get a new job. Otherwise, they're not, doing that suddenly out of nowhere. And it's true. I want you to pay attention to what I'm showing you. Going to show you a movie. It's a riddle. And you have to figure out now. Use the best part of your brain, whatever that is sitting, and figure out who murdered Lord Smythe. It's in English, so you will get it. Coming now. Have you seen it? Assholes!
Clearly, somebody in this room murdered Lord Smythe, who, at precisely 3:34 this afternoon, was brutally bludgeoned to death with a blunt instrument. I want each of you to tell me your whereabouts at precisely the time that this dastardly deed took place.
I was polishing the brass in the master bedroom.
I was buttering his lordship's scones below stairs, sir.
Why, I was planting my petunias in the potting shed.
Constable, arrest Lady Smythe.
But how did you know?
Madam, as any horticulturist will tell you, one does not plant petunias until May is out. Take her away.
Sorry, madam.
It's just a matter of observation. The real question is, how observant were you?
Action.
Clearly, somebody in this room murdered Lord Smythe, who, at precisely 3:34 this afternoon, was brutally bludgeoned to death with a blunt instrument. I want each of you to tell me your whereabouts at precisely the time that this dastardly deed took place.
I was polishing the brass in the master bedroom.
I was buttering his lordship's scones below stairs, sir.
Why, I was planting my petunias in the potting shed.
Constable, arrest Lady Smythe.
Well, attention, control, concentration, and focus. Because if I ask you to find 21 changes, you would probably have found 10 or 12. I still haven't found all 21 of them, even though I've seen it hundreds of times. So by tricking you or putting your attention in that small attention span that you actually have when you're asked about something, I could make absolutely sure that you couldn't really understand what's going on. Yeah, I wrote it. So there's something that I cannot control, and this is what I'm going to talk about, where it's going to be exciting, and I only have 5 minutes left. Yes, I love that. That's arousal. This is positive arousal, if you're a female monkey, I guess. I don't know, I've heard that was also gay monkeys, but I don't know the statistics of that. This is negative, of course, unless you're a dentist, because that would be money for you, lots of them. Arousal influences our emotions, and emotions influence our memory. So we measure emotions to improve advertising return on investment, of course. One thing that I'm going to show you, if we got the time, is how your amygdala is working, because amygdala is sitting inside your brain, but I can actually measure it online, on time, inside your brain. What you can see here is an fMRI scan, and you can see that people that have to do memory tasks, the more they are aroused, the more they remember. It's funny, isn't it? So the more you like something, the more excited you are, the more that you are engaged with things, the better you will remember. So that's why all our children are sitting down in the chair asked to be quiet. Because it's not the right way to learn. You have to be motivated. You have to be in groups. You have to be thrilled and be excited about things. Then you will remember much better. I like to make it more simple. I say the more it fires, the better it wires. So the more your brain is firing, the better you remember. So how do we measure? We measure the emotional arousal in the amygdala. As you can see, this is a picture of the brain. And the amygdala regulates skin conductance. That means that sweat glands on your skin. And it does that very simple, because if you see a tiger coming towards you, you have a few choices. You can lie down, play dead, which won't necessarily help you. You can run very fast in the opposite direction, and that would be very smart of you. So you need all the blood to your big limbs. Or you can be an HDHD or whatever it's called, and you can start fighting it. That would be really stupid. But maybe you have a chance. Maybe it's a stupid tiger or something like that. But we can measure that with a very simple tool that we have developed. If you have time, I can close any time you want, but I have something that I would like to show you. And let's see if I got that one. I'm going to show you how your amygdala will fire if it works. There we go. I need a test person. Volunteer. Volunteer? Yeah. Yep, up here. Perfect. Perfect. The red chair.
Is on my head?
No. Just sit down. You can't smoke while you have this on, so
Okay.
you have to wait. I need one of your hands. Can you spare that one for me? Thank you. Okay. There we go. It's very
You're not
simple.
gonna show any like sex stuff.
No, I'm not. No.
That would be so embarrassing.
I'm going to do it much simpler. But you will probably have the same effect. Nicely sit down there. Now, you're not going to watch this. You're going to watch me. There, perfect. And I'm going to start a live graph. Hopefully it will work. It'll take some time there. And what the audience will see is your amygdala. Oops. Okay, sit down, relax. If I'm talking, she should be quite bored, because I'm boring to listen to. So you will have something that is like going a little bit down. I'm not watching. I hope it's true. It's true. Then if what's your name?
Karina.
Karina? How old are you? Think. What did I tell yesterday in the bar? Okay. Oh, just a minute. I have to adjust this equipment because it's not made for you. It's like ooh. Now, I can be very nasty. I'm not going to show you any pornographic pictures. Don't worry. But I can say something.
Yeah.
I can say that you have very beautiful eyes. You do have. Oh. There you go. Doesn't work on her. So definitely, I'm not the type that she turns on to. You like tall guys? Dark-haired? I guess so. Must be. Anyway, but you saw the difference. When I put attention on her, she had to do something. She had to act. If I talk, as you can see now, she just listen and there's no interaction. You will probably only remember that you said your name here. Anyway, I hope I have proved my case, because you obviously don't like me. But you could do something. Okay, you could do something. You could tell me what you did yesterday.
I slept. I slept all day.
Really?
I was sick.
Yeah, probably true. Yeah? That's okay. Well, you got the point. It's okay. You can look at that one right now, because what you see is that here you tell your name. Here I ask you again to be internal, to tell me something about what you did yesterday. Okay? So when I ask you about something, now I'll take this off. When I ask you something, you can leave now. Thank you very much. Yeah, great. No, don't worry. No, you are quite nice. Actually, too nice. Because you should have, done something else than I expected. But anyway, I made my point. What you saw was a GSR curve, galvanic skin response curve. Yes? 1 minute left? Okay. I'll quit that. I'll just tell you very simply, galvanic skin response curve, you can tell a lot of information from that. The rise time, the size of it, and how fast it goes down again. So in that way, you'll have a pretty good idea of what is going on in people's internal dialogues, and you can use that in marketing. Okay? 15 minutes.